Thank you, Mr. President. Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests. It is my honor today to introduce our speaker. James E. Shadid became Bradley University's 13th president on April 1st, 2025. Good timing, just right at a year. Shadid, a 1979 Bradley graduate, served as a United States District Judge for the Central District of Illinois, appointed to that position by U.S. President Barack Obama and unanimously confirmed by the U.S. Senate March 7th of 2011. Along the way, he ascended to Chief Judge during his federal stint on the bench. Prior to that, he was a state judge for 10 years, serving in the 5-county 10th Judicial Circuit. After graduating from John Marshall Law School, in 1983, he became an attorney in private practice in Peoria. Shadid has long given back to his alma mater, both as an adjunct professor and former university trustee. His roots at Bradley run deep, from his own experience as a student and a baseball player on the Hilltop to other family members who became Braves, including his late brother George, son Jim, niece Lauren, and more than a dozen other cousins and their children. Shadid and his wife Jane are proud parents of 3 adult children, Jim, Joe, and Maggie. Please help me give a warm Rotary North welcome for President Shadid.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you to all of you, Jacob, Abby, and Merlot. Congratulations to you. You are our future, and it appears that we're in good hands. Congratulations to you. Jim Barrick, nice touch on the tabbouleh and rice with chickpeas. Thank you. It's especially meaningful. I thought I would just spend a few minutes, or did you want to run that video? Hello, I'm Jim Shadid. April 1st marks 1 year since I had the honor of becoming president of Bradley University. We have something very special on this campus, a community that believes in its mission, believes in its students, and believes in each other. This past year has been busy, but more importantly, it has been productive. Together, we secured state funding and donor support to help renovate University Hall. Improvements that are already underway and will be completed before students return this fall. We also championed fundraising and began construction on the new Zaleski Recreation Complex, an investment that will transform student life and wellness for generations of Braves. And as that project moves forward, we are preparing for a new and enhanced entrance to campus at Main and University Streets, a gateway that reflects the pride we all feel in Bradley. We've also worked hard to reconnect with our alumni across the country, strengthening relationships with the graduates who carry Bradley's story into the world. At the same time, we've built new partnerships with leading institutions to create seamless transfer pathways to Bradley and direct admission opportunities into some of the highest ranked graduate programs in the country. Here on campus, we are expanding opportunities for students through premier club sports and are currently recruiting the inaugural teams for women's ice hockey and women's flag football. Every one of these efforts is guided by the same principle: providing a premier student experience for every student who chooses Bradley, preparing them for success in their personal and professional lives. All of this progress has happened because of one thing: a One Bradley mindset. Faculty, staff, students, alumni, and supporters working together. It was an incredible first year, but now is not the time to take our foot off the gas. We will continue this momentum. We will continue strengthening our culture, and we will continue moving forward, growing and innovating as One Bradley, guided by the vision of our founder, Lydia Moss Bradley, who directed us to recruit and develop young people who are independent, industrious, and will serve their communities. That is the story of Bradley University. That is the story we tell. Thank you for working alongside me in an amazing first year. Now let's keep working together. One Bradley.
Thank you. It has been a wonderful first year, and I am grateful for the opportunity to be president of Bradley University. It's easy to tell the story of Bradley University because I believe it. I believe in the faculty, I believe in the staff, I believe in the students that we serve, and I believe in the storied traditions of the university. So that is why it's also meaningful for me to appear today with you, a group that lives out the simple but powerful idea of service above self, the guiding principle of Rotary. That phrase resonates deeply, not only as a university president, but as someone who believes that strong communities are built by people who choose contribution over convenience. At Bradley, we are guided by a mission that closely aligns with that same spirit, to prepare students for immediate and sustained success while instilling in them a responsibility to lead and to serve. That commitment, as you heard on the video, traces directly back to our founder, Lydia Moss Bradley, whose vision was never just about education for its own sake. She believed education should lift individuals and in doing so, strengthen an entire community. Her legacy reminds us that institutions matter most when they are rooted in purpose and connected to the people they serve. I think the clearest example of that is that Lydia Moss Bradley was 80 years old when she founded Bradley University. After giving a life of service to the Peoria community, after tragically losing a husband and 6 children, she still lived a life that was impactful, and she made it impactful by being about young people. And I believe that's what brings us together today, Rotary, Bradley, and this community. We all share a belief that we are stewards of something larger than ourselves. Rotary lives that out through service, through projects that improve lives, through leadership that brings people together, and through a culture that asks not what do I get, but what can I give. At Bradley, we do this in a different but complementary way. We are in the business of developing people. We prepare our students for careers in engineering, in business, in health sciences, in arts, and more. But as importantly, we prepare them for lives of meaning. We want our students to graduate with skills to succeed professionally, but also with a mindset to engage, to lead, and to serve their communities. I was asked recently what I like best about being president of Bradley University. And the answer was really simple to me, and I don't think is complex at all. I said for many years on the bench as a judge, I saw young people on a daily basis making poor decisions, making bad decisions for themselves. It is so impactful, it is so rewarding, it is so refreshing to walk a campus full of young people trying to make good decisions for themselves. And they don't do this in a vacuum. Our students are served by faculty and staff that are dedicated to helping these young people. Our students, our faculty and staff are intertwined in a way like no other university in this nation. And when I greet admitted students or visiting students with their parents, I point out that before we even talk about the academic excellence, before we even point out the student experiences in the club sports, before we even have to point to the property initiatives that we're doing, building to enhance the student experience, I ask them to look around, and they look around the room, and these prospective parents and students see a room full of staff and faculty there on the visit day, committed to answering their questions and making it easy for them to choose Bradley University. That's what separates us from other places. And that's also where community comes in. The reality is universities cannot succeed in isolation, and communities cannot reach their full potential without strong educational partners. We have that here in Peoria. Our futures are tied together more closely, though, than sometimes we may realize. When students choose to attend Bradley, to the point I was making a moment ago, the decision is not just influenced by what happens on our campus, but also what happens in this community, by the strength of our schools, the vitality of our businesses, the quality of life, and yes, by organizations like Rotary that demonstrate what it means to care about a place and a community. And when that student graduates, then the question becomes, will they stay? Every decision we're making at Bradley today starts with a simple question: how will this help us attract and retain students? Not just retain students at Bradley to the finish line, but can we help retain them to the Peoria community? Do they see a future here? Do they find opportunities here to give back? Those outcomes depend on all of us, and that's why partnerships matter so much. I mentioned One Bradley in my video. I've mentioned it over and over. It's an idea that we are strongest when we are all aligned in the same direction. But I would say that same principle applies beyond our campus. Imagine what's possible when a university and a service organization, a business community, and a network of civic leaders are all aligned around a shared vision and the future. We can retain talent, not just educate it and watch it leave. We can attract new opportunity because people are drawn to communities that are engaged and forward-looking. We can create pathways for young people to connect early with mentors, with internships, with service opportunities that root them here before they ever graduate. And we can model something that may be more important than anything else, what it looks like to live a life of purpose. We've seen that in this community. We've seen that in the partnerships amongst all of us. We've seen that in the partnerships Bradley is generating over the past year. We've seen it when business leaders invest their time and talent to mentor students. And we see it here, and you see it here at Rotary as you continue to show up quietly, consistently, and effectively to be positive impacts in the lives of others. You shape lives through service. We shape lives through education. Together we shape lives that can alter the future of this community. So my message today is simple. Let's continue to lean into that partnership. Let's continue to look for ways, both big and small, to connect our students with your members, our campus, with your initiatives, our shared aspirations, with real, tangible action. When we do this, we are advancing not just our respective missions, but something larger than ourselves. Thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to speak with you today, and I'm happy to take questions if you have any.
So thank you so much for speaking to us today. So my question is, going back to your days of being a judge, and I'm trying to get my head around making decisions that affect people's lives as seriously as that does. So I'm wondering how you do it, and I'm wondering if you're not hearing a voice, your grandfather's voice in your head when you make some of these decisions. Thank you.
Thank you. And thanks for the question. And I do hear voices from my grandparents and from my parents. And when I used to preside over naturalization ceremonies, I would recite that I'm bestowing citizenship on people like was bestowed on my grandfather. And although he could not have imagined that I would be in a position where I might be doing that, he could imagine that I would be doing my part, and all of my cousins are doing their part to build a better community, to build a better nation. And he would also remind me, for all the books that I've read and all the law that I learned, I already held the highest office in the land, the office of citizen. So their voices continue to ring with me. And to your point about making decisions, I feel that the skill set of being a a judge, has transitioned and transferred to this university presidency in terms of the ability to focus on facts that matter and not be distracted by those that don't, giving a level playing field so everybody has an opportunity to be heard and all the stakeholders to a point have an opportunity to be heard, and then to effectively communicate whatever decision arises out of that. So I appreciate the question, and I think of my parents and my grandparents often. Thank you.
We hear about enrollment declining at institutions. How is Bradley doing with enrollment?
We've had 4 consecutive years of enrollment decline. I am going to be really cautiously optimistic when I say this, because we still have 60 days here of a sprint to the finish line where enrollment will sort of be baked for the fall class in August. But we are at this point today, I would say we're pretty comfortably ahead of where we were at this point the last couple of years. So I believe that we're going to reverse that 4-year decline, and which I think will be significant if we are able to do that. And I believe that we're going to do that. I believe that we've done that in a couple of ways. One, I think we've done a better job of telling the story of the university. And I talked about the faculty, staff, and student relationships. I also believe that the campus, and I'm really grateful to the entire campus for this, because I came on with quite a learning curve. I've not been in academics, I've not been a university president. And the campus has helped me become a better president each day, I think. But more importantly, or as importantly, the campus has all joined in this enrollment process. In other words, admissions enrollment doesn't just stop or start at the front step of the admissions office. Everybody has a role in enrollment, and it's just really invigorating and to see all of the faculty and staff that have bought into this, have accepted this. I think they've been waiting to be asked, to tell you the truth, and have done their part on visit days and admission days to help us. And I think it's paying off.
I'm Jack Wilkinson. Thank you very much for being here. What do you find the advantage of having fraternities on the campus, and what positive can that be? I'm a Sigma Chi, been active there for years, and I'm proud to be a Bradley alumni.
Yeah, I was a Lambda Chi and happy to be one. I think a strong Greek life is critical to the student experience and to the culture at Bradley University. And along with that, then we have I believe we have a stronger intramural programming, then we have stronger clubs, just strong organizations on our campus, whether it be Greek life or other, enhance the student experience, create more collegiality on the campus, create stronger bonds. So I think our Greek life is down some, and we're looking at a number of ways to try to help grow Greek life again, to strengthen Greek life again. So the answer to your question, I think it's critical that we do so, and very important to our campus.
Hi there.
Hi.
I am a very proud mom of a senior at Richwoods High School, and he has been accepted into Bradley with an amazing scholarship too, so we're very excited about
Okay,
that.
glad to hear that.
He is on the fence though about where he wants to go to school. What's one thing that I could show him or take him to and have him really decide that Bradley's where he needs to go?
Well, first of all, does he know what he wants to study?
He is not for certain yet.
Okay, so I can go through a list of the academic achievements and how our accounting program has a 100% pass rate, how the young people that take the law school admissions tests all get admitted to law schools, our nursing and engineering, and I can go through all of that. But I think really, one of the most important things is what I said a moment ago. When we have visit days or admitted student days, to see the relationship, which you can't know now until he gets on campus, but the relationship between our faculty and our staff and our students is really unbelievable. Students have a great experience. That is one of the things they say over and over and over when they're surveyed as what they liked about Bradley University, and that is that relationship. The other things they have said that we've listened to that we're working on, we're renovating University Hall, which is a freshman dorm. We've enhanced the dining options in a brand new Williams dining hall. So even though our enrollment is down, our dining is up significantly because of the enhanced experience in the dining option. And we're creating initiatives like pickleball and other things, and we've got more plans going forward. What I'm telling young people in these visit days is, I'm beginning my journey. I'd like them to begin this journey with me, because we're going to transform this university like never before. And it's all going to be done on campus and create, I hope, a vibrant Main Street corridor working with City Hall off campus. So I don't know if that exactly answers your question, but I think that is the relationships they'll make, our young people make on campus with the faculty, really separates us from most places.
We'll be around at 24.
Oh, good. All right. I'll be around, so holler at me and remind me that you're undecided.
I'd like to applaud your decision to create the new gateway entrance in the university. I think for years the university's been hidden behind houses and other buildings up there, and I think this will do something very nice to enhance the university in general.
Thank you. And I'm calling it an entryway to the campus, but I'm also calling it a gateway to the community. And I want our students to be able to interact with the neighbors, but that's also going to require City Hall. Is City Hall listening here? Because I'm using this as a bully pulpit every day. They need to help, we need to help them, but they need to help us develop that Main Street corridor, all the way down to the riverfront. I can imagine pedestrian walkways, bicycle paths, coffee shops, boutique restaurants, all the things that young people want. And we have a relationship with the museum where every student, staff, and faculty member gets a free membership. I want to create this corridor from our front door to the museum front door. So I appreciate you saying that. Thank you. While we're waiting for the next question, along that line, I thought it was important. I mean, we've all lived in this community a long time, right? And we know that a lot of times there's talk about getting something done, and maybe it doesn't move as quickly as we'd like or get done at all. I felt it was important when I got this job to start some initiatives that not only get started, but that get finished before our students return in August. In all three of these initiatives, University Hall, the gateway, the entryway, the pickleball, which is going to have a band shell aspect to it now on the back quad, will all be done by August or shortly after the students arrive. So I felt like we needed to show this community, Bradley donors, that we can start something and get it to the finish line.
I had the pleasure of being an adjunct in the Foster College for 10 years, connected to the executive MBA program. And that I would hope that that program could come back. It is talk about a gateway. it's a great connection between the community and other communities and the university. Plus, I would just say this, we really had a good time. It was a lot of fun. We met a lot of good people, and I'm hospital, MDs, PhDs, and I'm talking about students. It was a special program that I was privileged to be part of, and it's great to have you here today. Thanks so much.
Thank you. To answer specifically, we need to grow, really recharge our graduate school and our graduate and programs. And we've been focused on day one, undergraduate enrollment, to stop the decline and turn that around. We've got a number of priorities we gotta keep prioritizing. But our graduate school, and Bill can help me out here with this, our graduate school needs a shot in the arm. And that's a discussion that I believe is happening across campus at this point. So thanks for pointing that out.
Jim, thanks so much for being here today. My question is, when I know you on campus a lot and run into the students, do they approach you? Do they just say hi? Do they ever come up to you and ask you questions or give opinions? I'm just kind of curious about that.
They do all of the above.
Trick questions.
And I really, I'm telling you, that is really the highlight of many days. And it started again this week as the weather turned, and they're out. We have red chairs all over the campus, and they're out in the red chairs, and they're visiting with each other. They're studying their fraternities, sororities, other organizations are raising money. People are throwing whipped cream in their face and things like that. Okay, so I go out and just walk around and visit, and I learn from them. I enjoy it. I interviewed with the Scout yesterday on my first year. They were part of the media group, and the Scout is the Bradley newspaper. And the young man asked me, was it intentional that I wanted to be so engaged and visible with the students, which it was. But he said, because they had just come from a conference of other student newspapers, and it appeared that I was like an anomaly for presidents that are visible and engaged. And I was really proud to hear him say that, and I was honored to hear him say that, because it is intentional for me to do that. And I do listen to them, and to the point where some now just show up at the office because they've got something on their mind, and I'm good with it. So thank you. I mean, that's the reason we exist. We obviously need quality faculty, we need quality staff, but we exist to help these young people move forward with their lives.
So you're talking about construction, investing in the campus. A lot of campuses are older and in need of that support, but what are your plans to incorporate accessibility and inclusion for all students that want to have that experience that just can't anywhere else?
You know, that's an issue everywhere, and it's really an issue at Bradley, and I've heard it, and we're aware of it. So as we build, as we renovate, as we do these things, even if we're not renovating, we need to make our campus more accessible. Now, I'll give you an example we did at Swords Hall. It was like, I think it was early May. I'd only been on the job a month. I saw a student with a disability having a real difficult time navigating the stairs at Swords Hall's the administration building. It's old, it doesn't have an elevator. It's not even ADA compliant. But Swords Hall is the last thing we're gonna worry about replacing, okay? Just so don't anybody get me wrong. I saw a student having trouble just managing the stairs. And so I visited with her. And then I gathered others and learned that, I think it was a registrar's office she was trying to go to, was in the basement. And I thought, you know, we're making decisions around here for the convenience of adults and not for the convenience of our students. So we rearranged the offices at Swords Hall. So another registrar's office, financial aid office. Any office that students need to navigate is on the first floor, and the other offices are either on the second or in the basement. Now I gotta tell you, I mean, we did that, and it's done, so that's an example I'm aware of, okay, and the thing that we're gonna. But I'm gonna tell you, you'd have thought I was uprooting people from their homes of 50 years or so. I mean, wow, I said, but I don't care. Students first. Thanks for the question. Anything else?